Peace, fam. As promised, I'm back with another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience going to Body Talk. Now, I'm going to try my best to describe what Body Talk is, but mostly I really want to give you guys a picture of how I felt and how I reacted to it and some of the awesome things that came out of it. So, Body Talk is like a holistic form of medicine, healing. It uses energy healing, it uses tapping, and a little bit of massage. Now, when you go into the Body Talk room, you're fully clothed, but you are laying on a massage bed, right? And so the practitioner that I saw, she started out by massaging like my neck. And then after that, most of it was tapping. And like, I would say, I've never gotten a Reiki session, but it makes me think of something like Reiki. That's how I would describe it. So anyway, I went in there a little skeptical because I was referred by another practitioner. She's a nutritional therapist and she's really good at what she does, but because I never heard of Body Talk, I was like, I'm gonna give this the side eye. So I went in and then I was like, I'm gonna try to be open, but at the same time, I'm like, what is this gonna do? What is this? And in her office, I noticed that she had a huge chart, and the chart kind of corresponded different emotions and different medical concerns with different parts of your body. So one of the reasons why I was referred is because the nutritional therapist that I saw felt like, even though I had gone to therapy, she knows that I have a history of trauma, and she thinks that some of the trauma is trapped in my cells. Now, that's a very interesting theory. I could definitely back that up with the trauma therapy view, but what she was explaining sounded like a little bit different. So I was like, I'll try it, So one of the things I noticed was, this is in the first session. I've had two so far. The first session, at some point during the session, I remember seeing a tree, like a huge tree. And also I saw kind of like the galaxy or the cosmos behind the tree. Now, it's really important to know that she gave me very minimal guidance or cues. I think she may have asked me like 3 questions on the whole time. So a lot of the images that I got was really just things that were popping up. And so it kind of nagged me. I saw the image and I was just like, let it pass. And I was like, I should ask her, like, what's going on if I'm seeing certain images. So I mentioned it to her and she started to laugh, like not in a disrespectful way, but she was like, well, actually, one of the things that we tell people as we're clearing things in their body, in their system, is to imagine like you're giving it to the cosmos or the galaxy. And then she asked me about the tree that I saw, and she said she thinks that tree represents the tree of life. So we talked about that for a bit at the end. And there were a lot of other things that happened in the first session, but that was a little bit more personal. But I wanted to share that. In the second session, it was crazy. So she was doing a lot of inner child work, right? And what came out of that was very powerful. And this is the part that I wanted to share. During the inner child work, it was almost as though like my inner child left my body. It was very crazy. It was like my eyes were closed, but I can like see my inner child leaving my body, right? And so I said to her, I was like, hey, I think my inner child just left, which was like kind of weird, right? So then she said to me, well, I'm doing a lot of work right now around that and healing that. And so it might be too much for your inner child. And then she was like, she'll be back. So I just laid there and then she did guide me through a room, and she didn't describe what the room would look like or anything like that. She just told me, you're going to a room that's kind of like, I think it had to do with like your inner temple type thing. That's how I imagine it. And so it was really interesting on my path. As I was going through the first room, there was this huge bear. And you guys might not know this, but I hate bears. I hate bears because they're scary as hell. I've never seen one in real life, and I don't want to, other than the zoo. And I've always been terrified of bears, but I have a lot of dreams about bears. And they're in the dream, it's really crazy. They're not hurting me or attacking me. I'm always afraid of them, but they don't seem like they're scary, right? So there's this huge bear off to the left side. And what I noticed about the bear was that it wasn't threatening. It wasn't like attacking me. It was just there watching me. And it was, like I said, huge, like huge. I would say it was probably looking like a grizzly bear almost. And I noticed like kind of how chill it was, but like vigilant, right? So I walked past the bear And then I go into this other room, and then I saw a woman with, I couldn't see her face, but she had on like a long flowing, I want to say it was like a coat, but it was like animal fur of some type, but it was white. Most of it was white, but then it would have like black fur going down at different points, like different ridges of it. And she had like a crown or a hat that was made of the same thing. Again, I couldn't see her face. And so she had this really amazing energy though. And she just like seemed awesome, right? So I shared this with her. And in the first session, we talked a little bit about ego and how my ego has protected me over the years because of some of the trauma that I had been through. And she said the bear represents my ego. And like that blew my mind because, like I said, I've been dreaming about bears for a while. In one of my dreams, a bear turned into a person or an ancestor. It was kind of crazy. And so it was really powerful because it resonated with me. I was like, oh, totally. And so she said, you need to thank the bear. The bear has protected you. You're not getting rid of the bear. It's just that you need to thank it and allow it to step aside so you can kind of go into your higher self. And she says that the woman, the queenly looking woman, was probably my higher self. And it was just so powerful. And so those were the things that happened in the session. There's other things, like I said, but I'm not telling you everything. And after the sessions, I noticed that my sleep had improved significantly. My sleep was so good. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night a lot, especially like between 2 and 4. And I would go back to sleep. But ever since I started Body Talk, I've had more nights where I slept all the way through the night. And it's been really, really good. A lot of stuff is coming up for me though. She said this would happen, like you're gonna have random memories, and some of them are random, some of them are deep wounds, and you just acknowledge them and then you move on. So I'm glad she told me that, because I have been remembering things, some insignificant and some it's like, whoa, I thought I got over that. So I wanted to share this experience with you guys. I know that Body Talk could be used for different things, but for me, I went, like I said, because even though I did talk therapy for a long time, I felt like it was really powerful to process the other parts of the trauma that maybe we can't give a voice to at times. So I wanted to share this with you because I don't know if they have it where you are, but it could be something to look into if you're interested and if you're into energy healing. It was really powerful. I felt really great. And the lady had such an amazing energy. Like that was what made me feel comfortable right away. She wasn't giving me creepy vibes. She wasn't giving me like any girl, you gotta get up out of here. It was really amazing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.